great day, Miss Yolanda. How are you? Welcome, welcome. So since you are the only one here right now, I'm going to give it a few minutes while we actually get started. Do you have any questions about the platform, Miss Yolanda? If you can't come off of mute, that's fine. You can.
Okay, here it
Hi,
is. I'm not that computer savvy, so
you're doing great. No worries at all. You're doing marvelous.
yeah, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can.
Did you have any questions about the platform?
Um, no, not right now.
Not right now? Okay.
Mm.
Have you sent off your first round of letters yet?
I did the medical thing. I went up there to the hospital to speak with someone, so I did that first.
Okay, how did that go?
Yeah. Yep, I got that started.
So are you getting them to give you the bills or are you getting them to do the grant, like to give you the financial breakdown so that you can get assistance?
Right. Said that she was going to check into that for me. Actually, I
Okay.
just went last, to be honest. But she said
Gotcha.
she would get back with me on that and do some checking as far as the grant thing that you had mentioned.
Okay. To see if they have some
Hmm.
grant funding. Have you gone to
Right.
the hospital site to see um what they have available?
No, I
Like
didn't
to
go
see
to the
the
hospital.
pricing structure or anything?
Okay, well, I guess I need to do that then.
So remember, that's the first thing that I recommend is to search the hospital and see if they can give you a self-pay cost because sometimes the self-pay fee schedule is less. And that way you can have a roundabout idea of what it would cost once they do the reductions for you. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I
So that's
understand.
where I normally start. And then I call the hospital to get financial assistance to see
Oh,
what
shoot.
options they have. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Were you able to go ahead and review the call? Because I did email it to you.
Oh, you did do the
Yes, ma'am. I sent you
I
the
sent you
transcript.
another email. Okay.
You
I,
did?
I sent you a
Okay.
sec. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll check it out tonight and I'll reply. But I did send you the email with the transcripts and everything. If you don't see it in your inbox, just shoot me a text message. I'll make sure to send it again tonight.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the room, everyone. I want to give everyone some time to kind of get in. How are you? How are you? I know Miss Yolanda is here and she has the platform. iPhone, do you have the platform for Dispute Panda already? And have you already sent out a letter? Hello? Let me make sure I put my do not disturb on because I always forget to do that, y'all. Do not disturb. Here we go. All right, all right, all right. So I'm going to give everyone 5 more minutes, and this is an open floor. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, or comments about the Dispute Panda platform, please let me know before we get started. I'm going to give everyone about 5 more minutes to come into the room, and then I'm going to do a walkthrough again. So for everyone who is kind of new to the platform, this call today is to go over the Dispute Panda software. While we are going over the software, the goal is to load a client in, complete the first round of disputes, and discuss any questions that you guys may have about the software itself. So we are live. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to give it another 4 minutes, and then we're going to dive into the platform altogether. For everyone that is watching on the replay, hi guys, my name is Raquel May David. My co-host is David Sanchez. Our goal here is to be able to teach you guys how to use the world's most advanced and effective AI-powered credit repair software. So if you guys are stuck on anything, I'm going to take you through the platform. What we are looking at right now is the actual community. So for anyone who has Dispute Panda but does not have the community as of yet, I want you to definitely go ahead and get, oh, shish kebabs. Hold on one second, y'all. I definitely want you guys to come in and be able to get the platform, get the information to be able to be a beast in these credit streets. So while we are waiting on everyone to kind of come in, we have 3 minutes before we dive on in. Does anyone have any platform questions? No? Okay. Let me know if anyone has any platform questions. There we go. Let's go back to sharing. Book. Okay. So it doesn't look like we have many questions. I'm going to go through the platform. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or comments, please, please, please let me know. Okay, I want to make sure the camera's okay. And I'm going to dive into the actual website. So for everyone who is here, the main website is disputepanda.com. On the site, I'm going to go over pricing. I'm going to go over training and contact, pro and integrations. You guys are going to see within the platform because I like to show and tell a lot. So that information will be there. Let's see if we have any comments. Anyone who is needing to join the community, the link is in the chat for you guys to join if you have not already done so, okay? So Dispute Panda is one of the amazing softwares that I use. What I love about Dispute Panda when it comes to generating letters for my clients specifically, this platform to me is second to none. So one of the things that I love about this particular platform is that I'm able to go ahead and have a free version, which means you are not paying monthly costs. You have somewhere to store your clients' information as well as generate letters to go out month after month. Now, on this call, I'm going to show everyone how we can generate the letters with for free, as long as your client is using the credit monitoring software of Credit Dyno. Now, if you guys are not using the Credit Dyno, you are paying for your round of attacks every single month, which will be $17. And just for transparency, the goal is that you are sending out a letter every 35 days because you want to allow time for the credit bureau to receive the documents. And then you also want to go ahead and allow time for processing, which we legally have to give them 30 days, right? But the platform itself is free for you to house, and you only play for rounds if you are using any other credit monitoring software outside of Credit Dyno. All right. One of the amazing things that I love is that you have the free platform, as I stated, but you can also get the pro. Now, the pro gives you the ability right now where you can try it for free for 14 days. Sorry, try it for $1 for 14 days, and then it's $197 thereafter. One of the upgrades that you get with the pro platform is that you have the ability to have a safe client portal. So when your client wants to upload documentation, speak to you, review the file, whatever is necessary, they have the ability to go ahead and do so in a safe access. You also have a host of upgrades that you get with the pro, and I'm going to go ahead and show you some of that once I get into the platform. Also, you can pay for the pro for the full year. It's $1,970. You actually get 2 months free if you pay for the year membership. Now, one of the things that the Dispute Panda software allows you to do that other softwares don't is that it gives you a guide on how to dispute. So whether you have charge off, collections, repos, it doesn't matter. This software is giving you the flow that is going to be able to allow you to go ahead and dispute with ease. So when you click on this option under training, before you even scroll down to the video, the very first option says free download. When you select the free download option, it is giving you a step-by-step guide as to how you should dispute your profile. So if you're a person that's like, oh, when do I do a CFPB complaint, or when do I send a letter to the secondary bureau? All that information is already here for you to leverage. Okay. So whether you're using Credit Dyno or not, you can still utilize this flow to go ahead and dispute your profile. The only difference is when you have the Pro and you have Credit Dyno, you have the ability to also generate letters for the creditors and not just for the credit bureaus, which makes your attacks more aggressive through the process. Okay. So I definitely want to tell you, if you have not done so as of yet, click on the training tab, select download, free download, and it's going to give you the most up-to-date dispute flow that we are currently using. Okay. As well as a host of videos with multiple pieces of information for you to be able to navigate the waters seamlessly. Okay. The next option is contact us. So if you have a client specific issue, you can literally come here and put your name in, your email address, and then your client's information. If your client is you, that's fine. Put the information in here, and you're going to select what applies for that particular request that you have for customer service. Now, our customer service team is there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have the ability to reach them at info@disputepanda.com, or you can fill out this form and go ahead and send them a message. They do respond back. Now, what I will tell anyone is if you're having an issue with the actual site, like if you're having an issue loading something or you're getting an error message, I always recommend this free product called loom.com. Loom.com allows you the ability to go ahead and record a 5-minute video and send it. And it also tells you when that video has been watched. So if for some reason you're having any type of issues and you want them to see exactly what's going on, like you're getting an error message is not loading, whatever the case may be, you can send that video to them so that they can see what you're seeing on your end so that they can check it out on the back end. Okay. So definitely, definitely love that. If you have general questions, I want to be a part of the beta team, I want to be a partnership, I want to be a part of press, whatever you need to do, you can go ahead and select it, and the team will go ahead and get it over to the right person that would be able to support your request. Any questions on what I have covered so far before we go ahead and create a profile on today? Any questions? Okay. I know Miss Yolanda is out here in these streets getting her credit together and helping people get their credit together. So I totally love that. All right. So with the Dispute Panda profile, one of the things that I said is with the standard account, it is completely free. Now, if you're doing this as a business, you can create the business email address. However, if you're doing this as a person, you just want to have 2 different email addresses. You want to have one email address that is specific to the account holding, and then you have to have another email address as the user. Okay. So what that means is that when you create your profile information, if you are not doing it as a business, that is completely fine. The system is going to default that the name of the company name is going to be your full name that you type in. Rocky Road Ice. Let's go with that. 24@gmail.com. Let me write that down because I'm always saying something else. Okay. Rocky Road Ice 24. All right. And then you're going to plug in your phone number on here. You're going to create the password so that you can gain access. And then I like to sign up for free things, guys. Everyone is different. You do not have to sign up for the promotion. I normally do because if there's a discount, a new rollout, I want to have accessibility to that information. Okay. Once you complete that task, it will take you into the service agreement. It tells you how Dispute Panda does business with you, how you are supposed to be doing business with them. And I do recommend that you read that information when you have time. I will not be able to go over it right now, but I do suggest that you read it. With that being said, when you get to the dashboard, this black bar will come up. Once you have gone in and validated your email address, that information will go away. But until you do that, you can still operate. If you guys are doing this on the computer with me, you can still operate and move forward. Okay. I'm going to cover the main dashboard. I'm going to go down the side panels and then I'm going to go into the settings option so you guys can see all of the interface that is on this platform. So on the main dashboard, you get to see the rounds, any missing documents, any birthdays that are coming up. Over here would be a report of the month of the information that's accessible. If you want to upgrade to Dispute Panda, you can click on this option here and click update. The update will allow you to go ahead and connect certain things such as the Zapier integration, you have shareable reports, onboarding form, your merchant service. That allows where your clients can pay for everything on the portal for you without any issues or problems. This option where it says to earn free credits, this is where you're able to go ahead and sign up as an affiliate. You get your own affiliate link. You would just simply click the I accept option. And once that affiliate program goes live again, you will get your own dedicated link that you can go ahead and pass on to co-workers. So if you are a realtor and you know other realtors that want to have a pipeline funnel for them to work their client's profile, you can give them this option as well. The Credit Dino affiliate link is something that you can upgrade to. You can simply make $8 off of any person that signs up. That's a standard payout, but they do have different tiered packages. So you can choose to get new packages if you desire for the program, right? You just put your information in there and you will get your own affiliate link. What I always recommend is at the first of the month and at the end of the month, you send out a link saying, hey girl, hey, have you checked your credit lately? And put that information on blast so that everyone will have accessibility to pivot, right? And be able to get the credit that they really desire in these streets. So that is covering the dashboard. When we go into the clients tab, there's two ways we can locate a client. We can go ahead by searching up at the magnifying glass. You do need to have 3 characters in order for the search to begin. Excuse me, or you can click on the client tab and it gives you the ability to see the active, the inactive, or import any clients that you may have if you're bringing them over from another platform. If you're wanting to add a new client, you simply click new client option and you are able to fill this out. If you click this option and you have the pro, it will send out the contract that you have on file, the dashboard, like the dashboard information, all that stuff will be able to go out to your client in real time. So there's nothing that you have to do. Now with the pro feature, you're able to create onboarding forms. So when your clients are looking to sign up for membership, you wouldn't have to fill this out. You can create a lead funnel. You can create a sign up for them to go ahead and get signed up right away. They put their username, they put their email address, their name, their social, all that stuff in there, and then it will generate them in the software. So you have a lot of options when it comes to that, right? The letter tab is where you can see the letters that go out for each one of your clients if you are using the system. I get asked a lot, do I use a system? I do use a system if I'm out of town, still like processing paperwork. However, because most of my clients are in the state of Texas, I do normally send my letters out by hand because it'll be geotagged for my location. So that's kind of how I do it. Completely up to you guys. But again, when I travel, like I'm going back home in a couple of weeks. And when I go back home, I'm going to be working clients. While I'm working the clients there, I'm definitely going to be utilizing the system to mail out the letters for me because it will be more convenient. Okay. So even if you have a free round of attack because your clients have Credit Dino, you generated the letters, but you have to pay for the mailing. Now, When it comes to the mailing option, you do have to have the letter completed by 12 p.m. PST in order for the letters to go out same day. Otherwise, it's going to go out the next business day. Okay. You only get the tracking code for the certified mail. As you can see, the new attack flow does not require certified mail. If you choose to do certified mail, that is completely fine. My research is that I normally don't send out certified mail until round 3 or round 6. Those are the two spaces where I would do certified mail. But again, you are not required to do that at all. It is not required. The flow does give you a full 12-month of disputing. Does that mean that the client is going to need to be in your program for 12 months or you have to deal with it for 12 months? Possibly not. I've had some clients where we've gotten things off within 30 days. I've had some clients where I've gotten things off within 6 months, right? I've had a couple of clients that have stayed with me for 24 months. So it all depends on where they are in the process, okay? The inbox is where you can communicate with your clients securely. Again, that's a pro feature. The report option is where you can go ahead and see the reports for what your business is doing. So hang on one second. Let me close this out and let me show you guys what the reports look like. Hold on one second. Okay. This is what the reports looks like. So this is on the company level. You can also get this reported information on the client level when you have the pro version. It basically tallies what's the increases across the board, what are the deletions across the board, how many dollars and cents, okay, have you been able to go ahead and get removed. So you can do this on a corporate level and you can do it on the client level during the updates when you have the pro option. With that being said, you also have the ability to switch it into, hold on one second, guys. You have an ability to switch it into a shareable report. So now with your information on your website, your phone number, your email address, whatever you're leveraging, you can plug it into the system and you can share this on your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, wherever you have content to go ahead and pivot and get more clients and more exposure. Okay, so that's one of the benefits of the report. And again, you can do it on the corporate level when you have the pro, and you can also do it on the client level. So you can send it to your clients, which I do, and I also post it on social media. The subscription tab is a pro feature where you're able to go ahead and put your payment forms, your subscription payments, any plans you want to have set up, you can go ahead and set it up there. And then, of course, you have the training and the contact us tab. Okay, let me leave this. Now, when you are utilizing the software, I'm going to start at the top with the profile. So the profile gives you the ability for you to see your name. If you want to change it, you can put your picture in there, whatever you like. This will only be visible if you have the pro account. Your clients will be able to see it because that's when they have the interface. Otherwise, it's just in here for storage. Once you have upgraded to a business or doing it as a business, you can put your logo in here, your website, your email address, and of course, your contract. If anyone needs a contract, please, please, please visit the community. Because I know I gave it out last class, but you can visit the community and you can type in contract, and there are contract options here that you can actually click on, and we have the contracts available for you to download right here for you to use, okay? So you do not have to stress if you just want a general contract. Again, you want to make sure that it's state specific, but if you need something to get started, that is a foundation that you can leverage. Also, if you're wanting to plug team members in, let me make this a little bigger. Hold on. Okay. So if you're wanting to give a team member, you do not have to give your username and password. You can go ahead and put that person's name. So for instance, my daughter has the ability to log in and help dispute files for me. So I do not have to give her my username and password. She has this login on her own. Okay. If you are, oh, also affiliate links, sorry. The affiliate links is where, especially if you have the pro feature, your clients, when they log into the dashboard, they will be able to see which credit monitoring software they can utilize. You can put your affiliate link in here. You can keep all of these on, or you can be like me and turn them off and hit save, okay? And that way they will only see the credit monitoring link, affiliate links that you have that you want them to physically use, okay? The dispute option is where you can go ahead and dispute the, change the addresses for the credit bureaus. We are able to go in here, and this will be changed if for some reason you have a letter that comes back from a client or something of that nature. You have the ability to go ahead and adjust it in real time so that the letter says the right address. Because like I sometimes use the 4500 Experian address. When I'm disputing clients, it all depends, but you can leverage 1 month, you can send it to one address, you can come back in here and switch it out for the next one. Completely up to you. Not something that you have to do. Just saying if you wanted to manually change it, the system does allow you to do that. Okay. On the billing option, here's where you can add your payment information. Please be mindful that your payment information needs to be the account holder's information. So if you are doing this for your cousin, your mom, your aunt, your payment information should still be on file. And what will end up happening is they can pay you the money and you load it on your payment, right? But you don't want to have multiple people's cards on file because you should be collecting the funds for any month of service that you're handling. You can manually purchase credits, especially if you're going to have the system mail out for you. But we also have a subscribe and save option. And this was based on how many people we saw purchasing a specific package. They were either people were either purchasing $20 or they were purchasing $60. So with that being said, we have a subscribe and save that you can sign up for this option and you get 50% more than what you originally signed up for. So for $20 you get 30, for $60 you get 90. We want you to win in these credit streets, okay? And you are billed every 30 days for that subscription. The invoice option is where you can see your outstanding invoice. You can see when you are billed for Panda Pro, and you can also see your statements. Your activity tab is where you can see your attacks, any mailing that is set to go out on the system, and any attack credits. Because again, if your client is using Credit Dyno, they're getting a free round of attack, and you will be able to see that information in the system. The integration is a pro feature where you can allow Zapier to do different things. So you can have your onboarding form connected to, let's say, your email sequence. And whenever anyone signs up for your onboarding form, they have access that it automatically sends them over to your email sequence and you are officially good to go, that they will start getting curated emails from what you already have collected. If you have not done that, no fret. When you guys are ready to do that, let me know. I'll be happy to help. And of course, this takes you back to the referral link to where you can sign up to be a referral agent when it comes to Dispute Panda. So we have officially gone through all of the settings and all of the sidebars. Do you have any questions, Ms. Yolanda? If not, I'm going to go ahead and load the client in. All right, all right, all right. So,
No questions.
okay, no problem, my love.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and have the first name, last name. You can have a middle name in there. Middle name is not required. It is optional. The only things that are required are the starred items. So as you can see, email, first, last name, phone number, last four of social, and of course the address and date of birth. So as I said, you cannot use the same email address in the software as the username. Okay, so you have to make sure that you have a different email address on file for you if you're loading yourself into the system. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when it comes to the address, If you have a suite or a unit, you're going to plug it into the system here. If you do not fret. It is okay if you do not have a suite or unit, you just leave it alone. But you want to make sure all of the other boxes are filled out appropriately, because if not, you run the risk of the information getting kicked back. Okay. And that's definitely not what we want to have happen. All right, so you want to make sure all of this is plugged in properly. Bear in mind, all this information is going to be processed on the letter. So that's why you want to make sure every single box has the correct information inside to make life easier for you when you're going through. Once you have loaded the client's information, we are now at the phase where it's asking for the identifications that are required. One of the things I love to show on our call is, oh, I can't do that because it's on full screen. Hold on. Let me minimize this. Okay. So these are what are required in order for you to send out a round of attack: the proof of identification and the proof of address. If your client has just moved from Michigan to Chicago, from Michigan to Delaware, from Michigan to Montana, if their ID does not have where they are currently residing, you pick something else on the list. You are not required to send the Social Security card. So if you are using the Social Security card as proof of identification, please, please, please make sure that you are also being aware of the actual address itself. Okay, so with that being said, the proof of address, if you're using the Social Security number as your proof of identification, then you want to use a bank statement, a mortgage statement, a lease for the proof of address. If you are utilizing a utility bill, one of the best practices is you want to make sure that you are getting an updated utility bill every 60 to 90 days to make sure that it doesn't get kicked back, because we all know that the credit bureaus like to delay, stall, pivot, okay? And we want to give them no reason to stall out on what's happening with our client's profile. This document is located in any of the training videos, so you can actually see it when it comes to the attack flows. But I wanted to go ahead and make sure I showcase that for you guys. Now, when it comes to this software, we have an awesome crop and save option. What that means is all of this is not their business. Okay, so if we can crop it down to here, move it over to here where we have the date in here, and we squeeze it down to his address, this gives us just enough information that the credit bureau is supposed to have. They don't need to know his pass-through stuff, because that's none of their business. They just need the address that matches the ID, and you are officially good to go. So you hit crop, save, and you move on. Now, if your client has the Social Security card, you by all means can plug it in. It is not required, okay? But you can truly plug it into the software. All right, so while I'm doing that, let me go ahead and try to grab a credit monitoring person. Bear with me one moment because I want to grab the report. Any questions so far on what I've covered? See if I can.
So on the training videos, I could go back, or we can go back at any time to look at them.
Absolutely. Under the training tab. So if you want to look at the live conversation that like we have here, you can
Mm-hmm.
watch it on YouTube, or you can go to the community and see it there.
Oh,
But on the training tab, there's a full host of training videos that has like no questions or anything in there. Like if you're just like, oh, I just want to see how to do dot, 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 you can literally go to the training module in the training
mm-hmm.
tabs, and you can watch the replay of just the training, like how do you load this? How do you do that? But if you kind of like want to see the interaction of like when people have asked questions, and maybe you want to hear what other people's questions are,
Mm-hmm.
you can see that in the community.
Okay.
You just click Dispute Panda Live. You can see it there, or you can watch it on replay at Dispute Panda on YouTube.
Okay.
Yep. So we are here to help. And I think it's oh yeah, it's in the chat. So it's in the chat if you need to. Great question.
Okay. Good.
So once you've loaded the client in the system for the username and password, as you can see with Credit Dyno, you have the one-click import. So a lot of people have asked me, like, why do I use Credit Dyno versus other credit monitoring softwares? Well, number one, Credit Dyno gives me a full 7 years of the credit monitoring for my client. That's number one. Number two, it gives me a free round of attack. So whether I'm in pro or I'm in free, I'm disputing with no overhead right now. That $17 is gone. So realistically, if my client is using Credit Dyno, I'm getting $8 from the credit monitoring, and then I'm getting $17 because that $17 is wiped away. And I'm now operating in the black versus operating in the red. So those are some really cool things. And I'm also going to show you some other benefits that are there. But the number one benefit for me is I don't have to log into Credit Dyno to update my client's profile. So every 35 days, I simply come in here, I click this one-click import, and Bob's your uncle. That is it. That is all. Okay. And once I come into the system, it tells me I have a free round of attack. I click cool. All of my boxes up here are checked. The credit report is in, and now this disputing tab is open. So before you can tell the system what to attack, you have to physically, before you can tell the system to attack, you have to tell the system what to attack, right? So you go from uploading the documents to then selecting what items are you going to dispute. Systemically, the system is going to collect everything that is creating a problem. So when it comes to any public information, so public records, bankruptcies, judgments, liens, that information will show up on the public record side. When it comes to the actual accounts, it's going to pull everything in that is impacting your client within the last 24 months. So you're able to come into this system and actually look and see what's happening in real time. Now, what you're also able to do is have a curated conversation with your clients about, hey, let's talk about how you're doing business. So, number one, the summary tells you what the account balance is, how much they owe, is the account open or closed, or if it's in a charge off. But when you hit the payment history, you're able to have a deeper conversation with your client. So the number one conversation is 35% is your payment history, which equates to 192.5 points, right? If your client is only at 58% of their on-time payment history, they are missing the mark. They are leaving points on the table automatically. So then you can have a conversation with them like, hey, let's talk about setting up automatic payment. Let's talk about what's late to the credit bureau versus what's late to the creditor, because the credit bureau considers you late after 30 days. The creditor considers you late after 1 day. So you have, you know what I'm saying, or 5 days or 15 days, depending on what type of item we're talking about, mortgages or auto loans or credit cards, right? All of those things may apply differently. So you want to educate them on that. But then the next thing you want to do is talk to them about the account health itself. So when we're looking at an account, let's say this account was open and not closed. They had a limit of $17,000. They're using 19. Okay. So your available credit, which is your utilization, is worth 30% of your score, which is 165 points. Well, if you are not making sure that you are below that utilization threshold, you're not getting those 165 points. And it might remind you, it is on average for all the accounts that you have open, right? But for you to be in a 700 club, your utilization needs to be at 7% when your statements on your credit cards are closing. So you want to be very strategic as to how much available credit you have. It needs to be at 7% if you're at the 800 club, 15% if you are in the 700 club. So I said that backwards, sorry. 15% for the 700 club or lower, 7% for the 800 club, right? That's the goal. So you're able to have a really robust conversation with what's going on the file just in those particular spaces. Now, we're going to talk about the inquiries. When we are completing the inquiries, one of the things you want to make sure is that you are checking to make sure that there are no inquiries that are attached to an open and active account. What I recommend is that you always search when you see a slash, search on one side by itself, search on the other side by itself. If you do Control F on a Windows computer, you are able to go ahead and search. So you can type in the name and this black bar will come up, or you can do Command F if you're on a Mac and the same window will come up and you're able to search. So you want to select, I tell everyone, select all of the ones that may apply to the client. All of the ones that apply, that I don't care if it's 500 inquiries, hopefully you don't have that much. Select them all. The system will always cap it and put it in the prospective letters, okay? But you want to select any accounts that are not attached to an open and active line of credit or credit card. That is the number one goal. Once you've completed all of that, you're going to hit Save Filter. And now you are on the attack flow. So in the system here, it's telling you that if you have the pro feature, you get the creditor. We already know we're doing the free, so we're not going to be able to do this creditor option. What we're going to focus on is what attack name am I picking? What variation, which means what severity of the letter am I going to be writing? And then I'm also going to have the ability to go ahead and do a static letters to the secondary bureaus, okay? You also have the handwritten option that is available. They're telling you when to use handwritten versus not. And this round, you do not do a CFPB complaint at all as of yet, okay? You are also can send this standard mail. So first class is just like if you were to take your envelope. Look, I got envelopes on the wall. Take your envelope, take it to the post office with the stamp on it. That's first class mail, okay? And you can do this single-sided and no color. And this is going to be the first round that you send off. So we're going to go back to Dispute Panda. We're going to hit start round. We're going to go Punch Your Fury. We're going to go handwritten. If you guys were pro, you would click on this box that says pro only, and that way it would automatically generate the creditor letters, okay? You're going to click on Supreme Boosted. You're going to hit start round, type confirm, hit start round, and it would generate the letters for you. Now, you have to have at least $1 in your profile in order to get your static letters for free. Static letters are the letters that go to the secondary bureaus. So you would come back into the letter format, click on static letters, click on handwritten, scroll all the way down, and then click on Factor Trust, Microtel, and all that applies. So what that means is if you're in round 2, you're doing exactly the same thing. You're coming in, you're looking at where you are, whether it's round 2, round 3, round 4, whatever the case may be, you're going to pick the letters. Now, once you get to round 2 or 3, please be mindful that at this point, you might know that your client or you don't have an account with LCI, or you may not have an account with Clarity, or you may not have an account with DataX. If you do not have an account with that particular company, just don't check the box and go ahead and dispute with the ones that have replied back to you with a response. You would then select start round, and as long as you have $1, it will generate that letter for you. Now, if you are allowing the system to mail the letters out for you, you're just going to simply click mail out. It's stating that for this client, it's going to cost $35 to mail all these letters out. But remember, you have to change the setting from double-sided to single-sided. So that is definitely going to change the price when you're going through. But you can go ahead and see what it's going to cost one way or the other, right, for your client. Oh, it's not changing the price today. Okay, well, I like this good, honey. But you want to go ahead and select that it's double-sided no. If you want it to be certified mail, you come in here and click certified mail, and it will adjust the pricing. See how that adjusted? That was $35. $35 to 100. Okay, so if you want the system to mail it out certified for you, it's completely fine. As long as you load the money into the system, you would click pay and mail, and then under the letter tab, you'd be able to track the letters that were sent, right? But with this particular client, See, you'll be able to click on it. And if it gives you an estimated date of arrival, whether you have certified mail or not, but you will have a tracking number if you have certified mail. So this is where you'd be able to go and see what's going on with your letters and if it has been sent out. The client, click on here. All right. So now if you are like me and you print, you simply click this button, it will download into your system and you are able to just go ahead and mail the letters off without any issues or delays. So you can stuff them, stamp them, drop them off. Okay. The history tab allows you to see the changes in the credit score, plus see what you have been able to bring into the system. You are also go ahead and you can tap, I'm so sorry. You can see the credit report. You can see the letters that you have generated for the client. You can see the credit score. So you can see the changes. If you have the pro next to the history option, it will say update. And that's where you would be able to see the report that I showed you earlier for the specific client. That's where you'd be able to see this, but for the specific client itself, okay? Once you are done with that, you can click on invoices. Invoices is where you can see any outstanding invoices for the client, or you can click on the notes tab. This is a pro feature where you can leave a note specifically for the client for them to be able to know like, hey, on top of me mailing out this letter, I also sent out the letter to the bankruptcy court and I'm waiting to hear back from them, right? So those are all things that you can actively do when it comes to your particular profile. So we have officially onboarded the client. We have sent out the first round of letters and we have seen what the disputes are. Do we have any questions, concerns, or comments with what we've gone over so far?
No questions.
Awesome, awesome. So, with what you're going through, Miss Yolanda, I know that you're starting with the medical stuff. Have you you did I can't remember. Did you say that you sent out your first round already or no?
No, I haven't sent it out. I just went up there, which like you said, I should have looked first on the website instead of
It's okay.
I did it backwards.
It's okay if you went up there, no worries at all. Because
Mhm.
if you went up there, hopefully, did you speak to the financial department? So sorry. Let me give them a backstory. So everyone that's watching this replay, Miss Yolanda and I had a one-on-one, and we were talking about medical. So when it comes to medical debt, the medical debt is treated a little bit differently because with medical debt, you have the ability to get the medical debt. Normally, it's supposed to be removed if it's under a certain dollar amount, right? But if it's over that dollar amount, what you would have to do is I tell all my clients that they need to contact the hospital. And normally, if you set up a payment arrangement, it pulls back the medical debt. So whether that's a doctor's office or a hospital, they normally pull it out of the collections because they see that you're trying to make a payment. But one of the things that I always say is to check to see what is the self-pay cost, because sometimes the amount that they're charging for self-pay is significantly less because they know it's coming out of your pocket. Now, let's be clear. If you have medical insurance, normally it is lower than that because they know that they're going to wipe off a lot of debt. And I'm just speaking from the experience that I have been an auto injury adjuster. And in that field, I have seen where like a MRI was billed at $5,000, but because the insurance came in, they removed all of that and the MRI was only like $200, right? So that means that they have a pricing structure that can lower what you are paying out. So a lot of times we miss out on having these conversations because we don't know that number one, they have pricing structures. In some hospitals, that information is available. So you're able to go onto the website and see what the self-pay is. Also, hospitals have financial assistance. So some of them are getting grant money, some of them are getting government assistance where they are able to go ahead and wipe off some of the debts. but we have to
Mhm.
proactively ask for it. So when Miss Yolanda and I were speaking, we were talking about how to pivot to handle medical issues. So Miss Yolanda proactively went to the hospital to ask them about, hey, what's going on? And
Right.
they're going to get back to her. So you said that you're already waiting. Did they say when they would follow back up with you?
She said before this week is out, she would get back with me.
Okay.
She must have been new because it sounded as if she wasn't familiar with much of what we had spoken about
Okay. Did you speak to someone in the financial department or did you speak to
in
someone
the billing department.
in the billing department? Okay. Because
Hmm.
normally they ask you questions. So like I had the same conversation with my aunt. My aunt had an issue where she ended up in the hospital and her bill was like $20,000. And we
Mm.
were able to go ahead and get it down with the financial assistance down to $6,000.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
That's
and
pretty
she
good.
has like a monthly payment. The requirement's like $100 a month or something. But
Hmm.
but like I said, there are different grants and different things that some hospitals can't, or some hospitals write certain things off, right? So
Yeah.
just proactively asking can really shift the narrative of what
Hmm.
you're expending out, especially when you had whether you had health insurance or not, because sometimes that 20% is still kind of high, y'all, if you guys have to pay out of pocket. So I
Hmm.
definitely love for you guys to have access to non-traditional information
Right. Well,
to
this bill is only like $1,100, but it,
oh
it
yeah.
definitely dropped my score though. And
Mm-hmm.
I had cut my finger really bad and it was like bleeding profusely. You know those Gondolian blades, the really sharp ones?
Yes.
Yeah, so I went to the hospital behind that, and all they did was put some liquid bandage, that glue stuff on it,
Are you
and gave
serious?
that was it.
They
I
didn't
was
even
like,
fix you up or anything?
they didn't even stitch it. And I'm
That's
like,
rude.
that's crazy. Like, and they gave me a tetanus shot, and that
Well,
was
that's
it.
fine. That's where that 10 came from, friend. It was only 1,000.
Hmm.
It was only a
Hmm.
thousand for the glue. It was 10 for the tetanus shot. That
Right,
tetanus shot sent you right up over that limit now.
right.
That's what it was. No, I definitely know that you can get support and let them know like, hey, financially, I don't have the ability to pay this. I do want to make good on the debt. What payment
Okay,
plan can I get on? But proactively try to search that hospital up and see if you can see a self-pay option
okay,
for that hospital and what they charge for people who are paying out of pocket. So again, some
okay,
hospitals openly give that information. There are times that like so I work with the attorneys for my 9 to 5, and the attorneys will be like, oh, the bill is this much. Okay, but I'm looking at the website and it says for self-pay, because you're saying your client has no insurance, that this is only going to cost this amount of money. So I'm not saying the bill isn't being billed at that amount, but if we're going to negotiate, we're going to negotiate down to what this self-pay document is saying
yeah.
you are going to ask for, because in essence, we self-paying for the people them. We self-paying. So I need you to act accordingly. And some attorneys will get mad, like, that doesn't make any sense. Sir, if we have a documentation that legitimately says if this person is paying out of pocket, which is what they're billing them as an out of pocket person that has no insurance, that the standard amount that you're going to charge is $200 for this, $100 for that, right? So when we
Mhm.
negotiate, we're going to negotiate with what your payment schedule says.
Yeah.
So I like to start there. Um, but I
So
will
what if I didn't have insurance at the time, but I do have it now?
your insurance, think about your health insurance the same way you think about your car insurance. If you get into a car accident when you did not have insurance, they don't double back and give you coverage. You follow what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
right.
unless on so now the exception to that rule is anyone who's watching this video, if you guys have Medicaid, Medicaid will go back 3 months. So if you are having government funded insurance, that insurance will go back 3 months to help you with coverage, because a lot of times some people don't apply for it until they're like in their third trimester of pregnancy, right? Or something of that nature. So they want to make sure that you don't have the added stress of
Mm-hmm.
having to cover those costs. So Medicaid does do a look back for 3 months, but other health insurance, especially if it's through your employer, they will not look back 3 months to give you any support. So if
Mm-hmm.
if the accident happened, or if the incident, because we're talking about, your finger, the incident happened back in
It was over a
20,
year,
yeah,
2 years actually, two
yeah.
years ago.
Wow. How are you
Mm-hmm.
feeling now though?
Huh?
How are you feeling now?
I'm fine.
Good. I love
Yeah.
to hear that. I love to hear that. So yeah, no, don't give up on having the detailed conversation and asking them like, hey, I just want to know, um, is this plausible for me? Do you guys have a payment plan? Do you guys have any options, because I'm in need of this financial support? Like, put it on them, right? And
Right.
see what they are or not willing to do. I'm going to be clear with you. A lot of places want the money. So because they want the money, they're not going to argue with how
Mm-hmm.
you're paying. They are going to try and get as much as possible, okay? But they're not going to argue with what you're paying, especially if you're trying to make payments. And when it comes to
Right.
especially medical, because I had a situation where I think my husband had taken my son for a sick visit, and my out of pocket cost for a sick visit was like $27. I did not know because they didn't bill my husband when he took our baby there. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
3 months later, they didn't even send me a bill in the mail either. But
Hmm.
randomly,
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at my credit, because I do pull my credit report, and all of a sudden this bill showed up on there, and I called the doctor's office like, when we were there, why didn't y'all just take the payment? Like, it's not like we
Right.
couldn't have paid it right then and there. And she was like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why they didn't take the payment, but we'll go ahead and pull it back if you're paying us today. So now they pull it from the actual third party collector, and they report it as being paid. And I went back 30 days later and it was gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
definitely know that this is a real thing. I've literally experienced it myself. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, other than that, do you have any additional questions for me?
No, nothing additional.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to hear what happens next. You can shoot me a text message. And if you have any questions on how to like once they call you, if you're like, oh, Raquel, they're saying this, what do you think I should say? Just send me a text message. I'll be happy to help.
Oh, thank you so much. I
It's my
appreciate that.
pleasure. It is my pleasure.
Okay.
Well, thank you for giving me your hour today. I appreciate all that you do. If you have no other questions, I'm gonna let you go out here in these streets and be great. Uh,
Okay.
Thank you for coming on, and you have an amazing Monday, okay?
Okay. You too. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Hey David,
Hello.
do you need